Right, like everywhere in the world today, unless you're in the UK, then you have to carry a machete. Apparently. Yeah, whistle. Stop right there, you! Okay, officer, I apologize. Right, okay. So what we're just talking about very simply is having a goal in life and heading towards that goal. That's it in a nutshell. Those are the opening words of the Mesilas Yesharim, The Path of the Just, which is a book I highly recommend. If you've read it, I highly recommend you reading it again. If you didn't read it, I highly recommend that you read it. I pretty much highly recommend that book. And The Path of the Just. And Moshe Chaim Lutzadov, Rav Gav, written approximately 300 years ago. A little less than that. Just a tad bit, a smidget less than that, like 292, something like that. In any event, he starts off his magnum opus, or his magnus open. Anyway, he starts off his magnum opus with the following idea. He says that the first and foremost important things that a person's got to figure out, what am I doing here? That's it. What am I doing here? Was anyone with me in the other building in Essentials? Was anyone there with me? No? Okay, so I'll just tell you the story. There was a fellow, there's a video that goes around this time of year on the chats that they go around it. And there's a fellow that's walking, and you see him like immersed in a book. Old man, 80 years old, walking, looking in the book, and he's walking, and as he's walking, and then this sign appears, and it says, stop. He doesn't see the sign, he just keeps going. And then the next sign appears, he goes, really, stop walking, prohibited, just keeps going. Then he goes, danger, if you keep going, danger of death, then he keeps going and goes, all right, suit yourself, idiot, should have locked where you're going. And as he keeps walking, suddenly he walks into this huge guard. And this guard goes, picks him up, like this little tiny 4-foot man, and he lifts him up, and he goes, who are you? And what are you doing here? And there's music and everything, then the music stops. He goes, tell me, how much does the Tsar pay you? So the guards do like, 10, what's the money? 10 rubles a day. He goes, I'll pay you 100 rubles. Then you pick me up every day, shake me, and say, who are you? And what are you doing here? And then it ends and it goes, Elul, Rosh Hashanah, and there's a shofar, right? And this is the time of year. Really, we should ask ourselves this question all the time. But who are you and what are you doing here? That question can be very specific to what's your name and why are you in Aish HaTorah? That could be a question. But ultimately it's, who are you really? What's the essence of who you are? And why are you in this world? And what are you trying to accomplish? And what are you doing? So Rav Shalom Yoda was just here and told us about giving, right? About being there for the other person. That's certainly an aspect of it. Who are you and what are you doing? So the first step that a person needs to accomplish, and the crazy thing is that some people in this room could be in their, I don't know how old you guys are. Where are we holding average age? Yeah, you guys like women, they're not allowed to ask. How does it work?
23.
23?
24.
21.
29.
24.
What?
30.
30? You said, what was it, 20?
24. 29.
29. So we got an average age of 26 and a half. I'll bring the average up on 42. So I guess it's 27 now. Anyway, point is, there are many of you, or people that are around your ages, let's say. It's a scary thing to think 29, 30. There are people that you perhaps work with or are involved in life that have never stopped to ask themselves a simple question. What the heck are you doing here? What are you doing here? I was standing in JFK. I had to catch a flight. Now, I fly relatively frequently, so I have all the shtick, like all the perks. I mean, I don't have I'm not doing business in the first class, whatever it is. Although I should be, but I'm not. Sometimes, but there's a lot. But I have the pre-check, the TSA pre-check, and then clear, and I don't even know what else. The global entry, and like the whole show. In JFK, I think it was JFK. It's an airport, for those unfamiliar. And in JFK, there was a line which is like TSA pre-check. Then there's another one, TSA pre-check global clear, together. All three, you know, it's at the end of the thing. So you have to walk like a minute or two, and then you get on there. Now, I don't know what is wrong with me. That I was right on line. Like, just go through the reach-up. Well, I have to go through the faster one. Like, it's gonna take longer. Basically, I go there, it takes 20 minutes because the machine wasn't working. I was like, I want to walk back because then the line became great. You know, it's like the whole, in my head, I'm like, why did I do it? And I'm like, okay, but I did it. Like, should I go now? You know, no, if I go now, this is going to open up. You know, and then also, whatever, I'm going back north. Anyway, I'm standing next to some guy in line. And I'm looking at this guy. And I'm judging this guy hard. Oh, I'm in full-on judgment mode. As we all do. You know, like, I know that everybody plays a game. I don't judge. That's not true. Everybody judge. We just don't say anything. It's up in here, up in here. All gonna make me a little mama. Right? We're thinking things, yeah? I'm looking at this guy, judging. I'm hardcore in the judgment. And I'm thinking, what's this guy's life? What's his deal? And I noticed he was wearing a sweatshirt that said, freshly scented. I was very tempted to smell it. But I didn't. I held back. You know, last time I got arrested, fine. So I go ahead and I look at this guy. I'm thinking about what's this guy's life? What's he doing? So I said to the guy, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Are you religious? Can I religion at all?" He's like, "Nah. My family's Christian, whatever, but nah, I'm not really connected." I said, "Here. What's the point?" Excuse me? What's the point? What is the point? What's the point of what? What of life? Like, what are you doing here? I don't know. Is there a God? Like, did this once come out of nowhere? Like, what do you? I'm not trying to convert you. Like, I'm not trying to proselytize. I just want to understand you. Like, I honestly, I've been skipping the game here. I don't care what you do with your life. I just want to know. You believe it's I guess there's. So what happens when you die? It's like nothing. Nothing? So you're born, you live here, you die, and nothing? And there is a God? There's no God. It's like, guess there's gotta be something, you know? So what happens when you die? So he's like, I don't know. How old are you? He said, 27. Which is average age in this room approximately. I said, you're 27 years old. You never thought about this? You ever just stopped and thought about the basics of existence? Of like, what are you doing? The guy was staring out into space. Now he's like thinking, like. And then they're like, next. I'm like, all right, have a good day. Bye. Yeah. And I left. The guy's still in JFK. The legend has it, he's still staring into space. I mean, let's just ask the question of, like, what are we doing? Realities we're busy, we're running, we're moving, we're going. And by the way, even those that are religious, this isn't a religious secular thing. It can be many people that are religious that are also just going and moving and running and going. It just happens to be they also run to shul. But I was raised in a place where there's people that are running to shul, so I'll run to shul, you know? And they'll learn Torah without learning Torah, and they'll daven without davening, and they'll pray without praying. And you hear, like, stop and ask the question, what are you? Who are you? And what are you doing? There's a whole argument in my shul, not my shul, but the shul that I daven in. This past Shabbos, it was before, no, I wasn't there, I missed the part, but afterwards someone was filming the animals going, something came on, I was like, are we a body or are we a soul? Like, which one are we? You know, it's like the debate, you know? We say in the morning, in the prayer, you return, chazarta bi nishmati. Chazarta bi nishmati. You return bi nishmati, is as if you return my soul to me. Oh, so then you're not your soul? The soul comes in after? What do you mean? I thought we were the soul. We're the soul and the body. And they're arguing back and forth. Which one are we? The body, the soul, whatever it is. It's a nuanced discussion that somebody asked, who cares? Some guy says, he's like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, you're this or that. Now, it is nuanced. At the end of the day, though, there's a reason that we should care to understand, at least understand what's the ikr, what's the tafel. What's the main and what's secondary? What's primary, what's secondary? You know what you got?
Most, the world where I come from, and honestly before I came here, I thought that we, physically, there was no way to know what was going on at all. Like most people in the world just don't even think it's a possibility to even know. I'm just like, we just don't know. We're like energy flare-ups, and then like what happens when you die is like what it was like when you were before you were born.
The crazy thing is that there's so many things, so many people out there that are living religious lifestyles, to say like, nah, there's no answer without even investigating it is wrong. But there are people that claim to have the answer. Now they may be wrong with their answer. Did you even listen to their answer?
Well, here,
Now you. But did one even look at it? So just pay attention to the world and understand what's going on around you and see that there are people that are living their lives to ask the question, say, why do you do what you do?
And a lot of people, at least like in my society in Texas, like are just like Christians are like, oh, like I just believe.
Yeah.
And like you're also you grow up and you're like there was rivers of blood like running from these efforts, and so you're like, well, I don't want. You look up, like who do you look up to? And people make mistakes for you, and so you think, whoa, like that's a mistake. I'm not going to do that.
That's great. They have to do anything. I don't know the whole thing. Say if he really died for my sins, then what am I trying to be better for? I'm great. I'm already covered. That's the whole thing about it says. But yeah, listen, the bottom line is that most people simply do not think. You don't think that something becomes a little challenging, we don't think. I mean, you guys don't think of the exception to the, I think, or the exception to the fact that you're actually in this room right now. Even you maybe didn't think, you just got pushed by someone to come, whatever. Maybe you didn't, I don't know. The point is, ¿cuál es el punto? So try to figure out, like, what is it? Ask the question, try to figure out. Check it out now. The phone's going mother the bottom. You gotta figure it. You gotta ask the question. You gotta live it. So, número uno, lo primero. Okay, ¿cuál es tu meta? What is your goal? You gotta have a goal.
Wait, what was two?
Say it again.
What was two?
Well, that was number one. Number two is qualifying that. So we left off last time, is qualifying, make sure the goal actually is a good idea to have that goal. It's good to have goals, but sometimes people have goals that are stupid goals. Yeah, you end up having a goal, so like that was silly. Like, what are you doing over here? And then we have to figure out how do we connect A and B. So we said with the GPS, right? The GPS life is you have to have a destination. And then every one of us has a destination. Just sometimes the destination is just picked randomly that day because there's nothing else to do. Right? But there's got to be an ultimate destination, there's got to be a daily plan that's working towards that. Right? That is what the book is about, the Sil Shashar. That's why I highly recommend even learning it. If you're learning it here, then great. If you're not, maybe we should start doing it. But anyway. So this is the dealio. Now, let's take a look and understand something over there. There is an idea that Judaism states. I'm going to tell you straight up what it is, boy. You got to figure this out yourself. Don't just accept rivers of blood. Don't just accept what I'm saying. There's other classes that will go into this more. I'm not coming here to prove something now, although in other classes we'll go through that if you'd like, but I'm not doing that right now. Just going to tell you what Judaism states. Well, Judaism states, Eno milvado, hit it. Melo choraret givoldo. Which is fine. So the Judaism states the thing we say every single day. By we, I mean me. Maybe you also do. There's a prayer that's called Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabech la'adon adon. And then there we say, Ki Hashem hu elokim b'shamayim v'al ha'aretz v'aras einod. To know that the Lord Almighty, He runs upstairs, He runs downstairs. There's nobody else. Einod milado, einod milado. There's no one but the Lord. That's it. There's a verse in the Bible we read a few weeks ago in Deuteronomy, the fifth book, the 5 books. And that is that there's nothing but God. There's nothing but God. God is the ultimate everything. He's the ultimate truth. He's the ultimate everything. The greatest experience anyone can have is connecting with the absolute source. That's the greatest experience anyone can have. The greatest experience anyone can have is connecting with the source. Mashal lama hadavar doma. To what is this compared? Let me give you an example. Has anyone ever heard somebody say, connecting with God is the best? You heard that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Connecting with God is the best you can get. Has anyone ever heard that? Yes or no? Has anyone ever felt that? You know, don't baloney me. You can tell me yes or no. Yeah, you felt it. You felt it. Felt it.
I've been told that, yes.
You've been told it. Felt it. Felt it. Felt it. Felt it.
Oh, what is that?
Connection with God, which is the highest, the top, the best, nothing more than that.
If I got my head enough, yeah, I could get.
Describe it.
What do you mean?
What do I mean about what?
Connection with God.
Oh, so you know what I mean. Nice try. No deflecting. You know when somebody asks me a question that's very clear, they go, what? They heard you.
An experience that you cannot
I don't know.
describe to them.
Oh, come on. Give me that boy.
Through restriction.
What?
Through restriction. Simpson.
Huh?
Restriction.
You just describe your
Like if
feeling.
I have a big desire, I give it to him, and I feel more connected. He gives it back more.
I feel like when you and God are have each other's backs, you feel like you're not doing anything against God, so why would God really, you don't have anything to fear or be worried about because you're not really going against Him. In any way.
Describe the feeling of connection with Hashem.
Fear, giving every worry to him, and then getting it back.
Empowerment.
Yeah.
It's like 360-degree like protection and like eye-opening like holiness.
Give me a way to understand what you're talking about.
It's like sitting under the shade of the tree
Oh,
and looking at the sun
yeah.
as it peers through the
Here
leaves.
comes
So
the sun.
you can experience the sun, but it doesn't hurt you because you're being protected by the shade. And there's a breeze going.
Ah! Yes! Good. Good, I like it. I
Baby
like it.
falls into the pool and you save the baby while laying in a pool. Save a baby, thinking of how to fix the world. There's 5 more. There's a couple more.
Which side are you on? Are you the
Five.
baby or are you the saver?
No, I've saved the baby. Yeah, yeah.
You were so close.
While laying in the pool. Baby, yes, baby in a
I was
pool.
the baby that was saved in that story.
Say it again.
So I was the baby in that story.
You're the baby.
I was gonna say, it feels like you're pulling water, like the purest water you've ever drank in your life from a well. And all you need to do to get the water from the well is just ask. But you gotta be sincere, you gotta really mean it. That's how I feel about it.
Nice. Like it.
Yes.
Like it. Like it. What do you got? We got Starry Boy. Come on.
Me?
Yeah, Leon.
Well, I don't believe I've gone to that point.
Oh, baby.
The way I'd imagine it
Mm.
is security, where you don't need to worry. You go to sleep at night with peace of mind.
Yes, bitachon, bitachon. Mi hermano. In inglés.
Like landing.
Landed.
Landing.
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 Explain. Explain what you.
Like,
Okay.
no, more like, I think if you go to like the more like atheistic way of thinking, then it's like, wow, the universe is so massive and that's so insignificant in this giant purposeless thing. And so then,
I mean, you're an atheist.
Yeah, that's- what?
You know what you just did. For an atheist, they just call God the universe, so it's great.
I understand.
So,
Yeah, oh, you
yeah.
agree.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if it's an unfeeling, unintentional universe, whereas I think like religion, believing in God is kind of like
Finding a spot in that, like
exactly. Like it's not just
place
a random
where-
point in a.
Right, but what would it be? If, you know, the Lado means to say that entirety of the space and the roundness of it all came from God.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's meaning to it.
Yeah. So let me describe to you something. I'm going to give you a few descriptions. You guys are speaking a little bit about, some of you, there's a mix of things going on, about something known as bitachon, that's trusting in God. Right? There's a level of trusting God, and then there's loving God. These are two separate things. They can overlap, but they can be two separate things. And that is what I was looking for you to say. What's your name, new boy from Sunday?
Philly.
Philly, all right,
Ben.
I'm not Philly. Ben. All right, so Ben, what I was looking for you to say was to be the baby. In other words, that's bitachon. What is the feeling that the baby has in their hands of their parents? Total
The
trust.
parents.
Total trust, right? That doesn't mean there's love there, because they don't necessarily focus and understand what's going on, but they don't feel nervous or scared about anything. That's called trust. You were talking more about what I was just thinking about, of like being in the shade and feeling the nice cool breeze while having like a richest cold, whatever you like to drink, dripping off the side with the rays penetrating in a way that aren't harming you, but you're feeling it, getting the vitamin D that you need. Am I right, England boy? Because you guys are lacking all your vitamin D, right? But getting your vitamins and your minerals and whatever it is, Yeah. But hold off on that. There's a trust I seek and I find in you. There's an idea of trusting in the Lord, and that brings a serenity and a calmness and a sense of peace. But I'm talking about more than that.
Not the world that we
I'm talking about, can you feel the love right now? What kind of love am I talking about? Let me describe to you what a connection and a relationship with God looks like. Now, I can't really describe it to you. I'm going to give it to you as a description, as we call a mashal, which is a parable, a anecdote, a example. I don't know where to use, okay? All y'all seen any of these videos of, it could be Israeli soldiers from the last couple of years because of the war, or even American soldiers when they haven't seen each other in so long and they meet up for the first time at the airport and they run, they hug each other. You know what I'm talking about? It's like in Israel, it's like, and they run and they hug each other. Or it's like in America, it's a gun to the door, a little rock on and they run. Does anyone not know what I'm talking about? All y'all know what I'm talking about? Were you spaced out or?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to the show, Philly. Welcome back. That's right. On our break, we were looking at fingers. Brought to you by God. Okay. Have you ever saw a video of a soldier reuniting with a family member or a friend?
So awesome.
You've seen it?
Oh yeah, that surprises again.
Who did not see it? Raise your hand if you never saw that. So every one of you saw it. Now, England boy, I'm going to pick on you. Because I know that English people are very expressive and they show their emotions openly.
One's getting a headphone.
She what?
One's getting a headphone.
Yeah, exactly. One time by accident.
Yeah.
So I'm asking for you. Did you ever see these videos?
Yeah.
Did it pull at the heartstrings?
Somewhat.
Did you ever find yourself tearing up after seeing one of these videos?
Yeah. No. It's more like movies.
I feel like yeah.
Oh, you ever see them tearing up watching these things?
I tear up watching like a lot of things.
Aladdin. Yeah, I know.
No,
Jafar. But you go and you see these videos. It's very emotional.
What about you being in the same situation as having been for years? You come and see that it's like this whole experience having yourself, both like crying, like laughing at each other and things like that, It's a similar experience. Well,
You just described an experience that most people don't experience.
right.
You saying that happened to you, so then again, you're from Australia, New Zealand, so it makes sense because, and I say that seriously, if you're going to travel, every time you travel, you're leaving for like 400 years. By the time you come back, so then that's your experience. Most people don't necessarily have that experience. You live at home, you go to college, when you come back from college, you're saying hello, it's not so exciting.
Right.
But especially because, there's a danger, you missed them, they're at war, they had to travel 7 different countries and 400 buses and 300 greyhounds and walking and hitchhiking and rolling in the snow in the desert heat. There people that go through. Then they go and they meet up and they're hugging each other. What do they say to each other when they're hugging?
I love you, I miss you so much.
You ever saw the videos?
Yeah.
What do they say?
you're here.
Which one, the English or the Israeli?
Nothing.
Any of them.
טוב להיות אותך אחי, אני אוהב אותך, וואו וואו.
Israeli ones is one thing. They say, Imale! That's all they say. In America they go, ah! There's no words. Why are there no words? And there's no subtitles on it. Well, why? Why are there no words? It's just, what are you getting? It's not about speaking here. It's just like we're with each other. That feeling of like, wow. Imagine a person right before they have that feeling, a lot about having that feeling. Say, would you like an ice cream instead of that? I like ice cream, but like, what? You can't compare these two things. Yes, ice cream is good, but what does that have to do with this? I said, this is like the top of the top, the most powerful moment in one's life, and that feeling of just like you say, tears of joy and sadness of fear, and there's so much happening at the same time, and then that security of having them, being with them, etc. It's just a mushroom, just an example. It's just an example of what it's like to really connect with the ultimate. At that moment, we're connecting with that person because we actually care about that person, a spouse, a sibling, a friend, and there's some sort of feeling there like, wow, I haven't seen you, and all those emotions come out. Now, when you're with them all the time, so you lose that, pay attention to it. You're not with them, then you start to see what's going on. With God, you never really lose that, the more because God's never ending, it's Ein Sof, so therefore you can always have more that you're learning and growing and getting connected with. You know, like the relationship with a girl when you're starting to date in the beginning, everything's exciting and new, and you want to be with them, and you put everything aside, whatever it is, but over time you get used to it because you've learned everything. What if you didn't learn everything? What if there was more to learn and more to grow and more to connect? So then what would happen? It would continue to get better and better and better and better and better. What is the connection? So what are we doing here? I mean, to answer this question, the answer is for every single one of us, and there's an individual mission, and each one of us have to figure out how we go address this and what steps we take to get there. But the ultimate goal over here is one thing. Da 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 da. We sang that last time. If we're able to go and connect with God, that's the top. Well, let me connect with God. Ready? No, it's developing an awareness to the point like you're meeting up with that loved one at the airport you haven't seen in 5 years. That's what it is. You can have that feeling. Now, yes, we get distracted by life. That's what life is. It's distracting. That's why the goal is to fight those distractions and make sure that we have that connection. That's the ultimate goal that we're doing over here. Roy? Now, how do you get there? That's the question. How do you get there?
Space, yeah. That pain.
See,
I don't know. No, good way. I don't know.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Like, right, the family, they leave, and once they come back,
Oh,
they have
space.
that connection.
Yeah, so the answer is, well, that is just an immediate ability to be able to do it because we have a focal point, right? We're focusing on something. You could have that feeling with your family member daily, in
Yep.
theory, right? If you were able to just stop and focus, enfocar. If you just stop and focus, you'll be able to go out and have that. You can have that connection, that relationship with your sibling, with your parents. You can have that. It just requires focusing. It requires focusing, which we can do. We haven't seen them in 5 years because it's like it hits the center of our mind. On a day-to-day, things are like that. So the question is, how do we get there? That connection, that relationship, develop that idea. How do we get there? So let's understand something. This really opens up the discussion to a whole nother angle. Really, every single person in the world, I don't care who you are, man, woman, child, Jew, non-Jew, Jumanji, everybody is looking for one thing. What's that one thing they're looking for? Purpose. Everybody's looking for meaning, everyone's looking for purpose, which ultimately is going to bring about that ultimate level of felicidad. Felicidad. What does felicidad in English? Happiness. That's how you say it in Russian. Happiness. And every one of us is looking for that thing called happiness. The question is, what is it? What is this thing called happiness?
Feeling of fulfillment.
Yeah. Happiness.
It's feeling like there's nowhere else that you should be. That like really like embracing.
You ever been happy before?
Yeah.
No. What causes you to be happy?
I mean, just being grateful for where I am.
Nah. Yeah. Like that feeling comes out of like different experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. New things.
Happening.
Experiencing.
It's happening.
Surround yourself with people.
There's 2 levels of happiness. I was like 2 levels. There's 2 types of happiness. There's the real deal, call that number 1. Confuse things, we'll switch the colors. And then we have the other one, looks like it, smells like it, tastes like it, but it ain't it. Question is, can we make sure to actually pick the right one? Every one of us is looking for happiness. I don't care who you are. If I had a conversation with non-Jews in the room, looking for happiness.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for happiness. What is it? Like, define it what it is. So I'm gonna give you a definition, and you're gonna tell me if you agree with this. Y'all ready? Happiness is a feeling that one gets when they are living a life of meaningful accomplishment. It is an outcome of meaningful accomplishment. Process that for a second. Fight it. Hate it. Accept it. Love it. Spread it. Think about the times you're happy. Now, don't get confused in the world of the fake world of accomplishment means you have completed and finished. No. Accomplishment means there could be many accomplishments. In other words, I'm involved with what's called something which is meaningful. What comes from that feeling is the feeling of happiness. Think about it. What did you say before?
Well, I said it was about being grateful where you are, and you're saying it's that you're heading towards your goal.
Being grateful where you are. And where you are is the wrong place.
No, it's about being grateful that you're in the right direction.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like
That you're happiness has like obviously you have to have a goal to be happy.
Yeah. Okay, now the only question is, what's called meaningful? There are many people out there that will claim that they're happy. If it asks me, they're not doing something meaningful, they're doing something meaningless. So what's the level below? The fake one is the feeling that one gets when they're doing what they think they should be doing. They think that's meaningful. So as long as you think it's meaningful, you're going to feel happy doing it.
That doesn't necessarily mean that it's not meaningful, right?
Well, that's the question. Either it is or it isn't.
So it's like temporary.
Well, it's as much as you create it to be. This is what we call the difference between objective and subjective. In which case, the answer is yes, it would mean it's not meaningful objectively. You can have things that are meaningful to you subjectively.
Okay, but take yeshiva for instance. Like,
Say it again?
take yeshiva for instance. Like, I want to be here in the moment. I'm happy that I'm here. Is that like a surface?
Listen, you're happy that you're here, and the reason it's not surface at all. The only question is which one is it? So a Christian would tell you, you're making a mistake. What are you doing in yeshiva? It makes sense what you're saying?
Yeah.
Right? They would say, what are you doing? That's not meaningful. And if you would wake up to realize it's not meaningful, you'd be like, oh, you're right, and you'd leave. Which means as long as you think it's meaningful, you're good. Now, it could actually be meaningful, and you just don't know what is actually meaningful. Right? That is, what is the question is to figure out the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, truth. Is God.
Yeah.
All right? God's signature, the Talmud says, is emes, is truth. That is the essence of God, is truth. God is the only truth. There ain't nothing but God. You ain't nothing but, I don't know. Ain't nothing but. So if a person is living their life aligned with what they think is true, they're going to feel a level of happiness. It can be greater when you focus on it more, right? You could also be doing the objective truth and not feeling happy because you're not focusing. However, don't think that just because someone's feeling happy doing something that it means it's truth. That's what we have to think a little. If it comes out, gotta figure it out. Who's happier? Dylan and Yonatan. You know Dylan and Yonatan? You guys know Dylan? This thing right here? Dylan? Yonatan? Long hair guys? The surfers? Who's happier? Them surfing the beaches of Maui? Or what's your name again? Ariel studying Torah in yeshiva. Who's happier?
Depends.
Good. As it depends. If he believes that what he's doing is the right thing and he should be doing this is called meaningful, he's going to be happy. And if they think that's what they're doing is surfing the beaches, then they're going to be happy too. It's going to be the same. The level of happiness is the same whether it's true or untrue as long as you think it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the difference between number one and number two?
Time will tell.
The answer is
Time will tell.
the difference is time.
Oh, yeah.
You see, eventually, number two will wake up. Now, there's one of two options. Either they wake up in this world or they wake up in the next world. You better hope you do it sooner than later.
So you work on two until you find one. You want?
Work on trying to figure out what's meaningful, what's real. It's not about two or one. We're looking for the ultimate, which is one.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out what's the whole truth, what's the reality. Live your life according to what you understand to be the most true. And what's going to happen, you're going to feel a real sense of accomplishment, of meaning and purpose. That doesn't mean there's no challenges along the way, Doesn't mean there are difficulties and sorrow and pain. But you know why you can work through the sorrow and the pain? Because you know that it's the truth. Nobody could really move forward and live a life. You know, I'll tell you something I saw. There's a terrible tragedy that happened that I'm about to go. Terrible tragedy. There was a family that was in Miami. I think it was Miami, in Florida. And they were out in the water. You know, they were having like a fun day in the water. And two of the daughters were on a jet ski. And the Nisana family from Brooklyn?
No,
Queens. And they were in a terrible accident, and the 13-year-old girl was killed, and the 16-year-old was in critical condition. And the father just gave an interview this past Saturday night. And I didn't watch the whole thing, but it's probably worth watching. If you guys go to check this out, worthwhile checking out this podcast. It's called Inspiration for the Nation. Check it out. Inspiration for the Nation. Very, very, very good. He interviews tons of people, and like, just to give you a little insight into who this person is. His name is Yaakov, the guy who runs the podcast. He's a Jewish boy, from New York. But in the realm of subscribers that you could have on your thing, if you're really good, you have 50,000 subscribers, you have 100,000 subscribers. In the non-Jewish world, it's a different story. They have a bigger pool, right? But like in the Jewish world, if you have 100,000 subscribers, you're doing pretty good. He has 1.5 million. Right? So just understand, like, he's hitting a lot of people here, and he's got good content. You've seen his presentation, he's very good. So he interviewed this Rabbi Nisanov, who lost his daughter, one daughter, and one daughter's down, in the hospital. And he basically is saying, of course, he's broken, it's terrible. But he also understands that there's a God that rules the world. There's no meaning and purpose in life. Can you imagine something? I never want to be tested in this round, but the point is that the only way a person can feel that thing is if there's actually meaning and purpose. If there's no meaning and purpose in it, then a person falls into a state of despair, right? In a state of depression,
Fixing the pain.
and loneliness. It's not fixing the pain. It's understanding the pain, right? It's giving meaning to the pain. It's not that you no longer have pain. You still have pain, but it's not pointless. You understand? Not pointless. So here's the crazy paradox, is that you can be happy and sad at the same time. You can be happy by understanding the truth, but feel pain and feel sad over what the experience that someone's going through. I don't mean to bring it to that level. I just mean to say, don't think that it means it's all rosy and everything is great the way the fairy tale endings. I mean, the fairy tale endings are terrible. They get married and it goes the end. That's terrible. Anyway, the point that everybody dies the moment the movie ends. Yeah, but over here we're saying to understand that meaningful accomplishment, heading towards something over here. This goes back to number 2 of trying to figure out what is your goal. It's good to have goals, but if you have a wrong goal, if you're headed towards number 2, then you better quickly fix that up, because otherwise you're going to be investing time and energy in something which is just a waste of time and a waste of energy. It's an amazing thing. Someone wakes up and they're 30 or 40 or 50 years old. They're like, what did I just do the last 30 years of my life? Sad. Scary.
I just became conscious
Listen,
a couple months ago.
I want to leave on a high note. Oh. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.